Good morning, afternoon, or evening, or wherever you might be in time and space. Kinneas, sorry if I'm loopy on this particular live stream. I'm continuing on after my first introduction live stream to Medieval Dynasty. Pulled an all-nighter, making sure all the video settings were right, trying to get everything streaming, hopefully just right. And this is the second video, and I'm going to be starting a brand new game to show you what's involved here. Now, I have, and I recommend playing it if you're playing it for the very first time, just to understand what the developer had in mind, the kind of hell that he wants to put you through. That you play it at least for a few hours on the default settings. Just, again, so you get a feel for what the developer may have intended the experience to be like. But many people like myself quickly find that that's a little too much. It's a little too much, and you can even make it harder, which is crazy. They're going to be introducing a co-op, and I'm sure that some people out there to say, hey, to join this co-op you need to be able to be super hardcore and play everything on hard. And wow, this game, I don't even know if it is a game. It is it seems more like a sim hobby. Anyway, I'm gonna set up a brand new game and show you the way that after a few playthroughs and restarts, you know, maybe to give you an idea of, well, at least the way I'm playing. They say that there's no wrong way to play it, and there kind of is if you just don't follow the first things that the computer tells you to do. But beyond that, yeah, I really don't know that there is a wrong way. There are ways that can, you know, take forever, and there are ways that possibly can facilitate, you know, speeding up, making money, and moving yourself along. Anyway, so I'm going to take some advantage of the customization screen here, starting a new game. And I really recommend you do too. Now, you can change your settings anytime you want while playing. So if it's too hard and you're finding out things just aren't, this is just too much, hey, don't be afraid to jump in here at any time and change any of these to your heart's content. Like, and normally on default, the length of the season is 3 days. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. Normally I have mine around 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, 10 days, sometimes even longer when I was first starting. So I could really maximize what I could do each season. But for sake of this live stream, we'll just leave it at default with 3 days. You can set the taxes again to be 100%, or you can set them to be an outrageous number, and it's going to add up really quickly anyway. So I'm going to leave that right there. Building limit, I would like to think that you would like to keep going until you blow up your computer. So setting it, I think it caps it at 140 buildings anyway. But if you want to grow as big as you can, set the building limit all the way up. You want events to happen at the end of each season. As you move into the next one, certain events can pop up. You might want to take advantage of those. If you want unlimited hit points, you can check that. That might be an advantage to you your first couple of times playing. Things in the game, wild beasts and bandits can be kind of rough. You can kill yourself just by doing stupid things, eating something, poisoning yourself. Stamina is a big deal in this game. You run out of stamina, you're going to get pooped. You're going to use up your, you know, your the food that you've eaten in your belly, and your water, how much water you're holding. That's going to diminish quickly. Lack of hunger and lack of thirst. Normally I leave these on, so I have some sort of challenge. But later in the game, I found that I needed to speed things up and get things done and not really worry about it so much. I had built up my skills. You can build up your skills to a point where you don't, your food and thirst levels don't drain as fast anyway. So I'll go ahead and leave those on for right now. And I'm going to turn on unlimited stamina. I should probably show you this on default before changing everything, just to really show you as well as how hard it is. But trust me, it's a grind fest. It's 9 levels of hell grind fest. And if you're just not into that kind of thing, you're gonna get so sad so fast. If this is the game that you've always been waiting for, you're probably gonna love it. If you love grinding and this kind of thing, you're gonna love it. Now, it is a game in progress. It's evolving, and he's adding new things in, like co-op coming out really soon, and the bandits are getting more aggressive and popping up all over the place. Armor and other things are coming. All right, you can change the carry weight. That's a really big deal too. You're pretty weak when you first start, and you can't carry a whole lot. You're going to be running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, to try to keep your load as light as possible, and you're not encumbered. If you get too encumbered, you just can't move. And it's no fun, and it's a real drag. So I got sick of that one really quick. There are ways that you can become stronger, and having bags, larger bags, saddle bags, getting a mule. You can carry a lot more, but the amount of stuff that you should be carrying is tremendous. And I think after you've played a few times, you might think to yourself too, yeah, you should probably have unlimited carry weight selected. But it just depends on the player, you know. You can change all these things here: how much food your people need, how much water they need, firewood they need. Do you want bandits on or off? How tough do you want the bandits to be? How much damage can they do? Can you get poisoned? I'm going to leave that on. Will the temperature bother you? I'm going to leave that on. I love turning these on. These annoy me. I don't like grinding so much. Fast crafting and fast building. When you build a building, you have just click and click and click and click different surfaces and add in each little piece, and that can become maddening really quick. So I'm going to take it pretty much easy for this walkthrough. So let's go with that and start the game. I'm going to be quiet while it does its intro thing here.
I used to have a simple life. Whatever needed doing round the farm, I'd do it.
You get to
Being
play
the
as Don
eldest
Henley.
son, it's tough.
Being the eldest son in Don Henley is tough.
But at least we had a living, and our plates were never empty. Then, the war came. I lost everything overnight. The last thing I remember is Father pushing me away. And up north, in a peaceful valley far away from the war. For weeks I held on to that thought, until the valley from my... This is where I can start a new life.
Yep, medieval Dynasty. And you get to play as Don Henley. It says make use of your journal. All your active as well as those already completed quests are there. Tracking the quests, tracking the quest you're currently trying to finish makes it even easier. Yeah, when you track a quest, the people and locations where you need to be show up on your map. All right. So I have heard that depending on, you can restart. Sometimes a cart appears real close to your starting location, and you can get some nice goodies out of it. Right off the bat, yeah, I do see a cart right here. One spawned right near me. Sometimes they don't spawn right near you, but there are plenty of carts and other things around the map that you can find a bunch of neat things to help you get started. For example, like this flax straw hat, and it says click E to take. I'm going to do that. Okay, looking at the screen up at the top right hand side, see where it says starting a new life. Talk to the Castellan. So when my title of this video, and I said there's no wrong way to play the game, well, there is, and that is if you don't do the first few things it says, like talk to the Castellan. If you don't do some of these things in order, you can't like build your first campfire and go to sleep at night. So you're going to have to do a few things, but beyond that, you're kind of, it's whatever you want to do. Let me finish clicking around here and go through these this stuff and see what else I find. So click E to open. So I found some rye. Now, this is our inventory screen, and these are filters. Here's everything. Show everything in our inventory. This is show your tools and your weapons. This is show your clothing, show your food, filter production items or things that you can sell, or your money. Okay, so let's go back to everything. Now over here on this side of the screen is what's available to pick up. And there's 3 stalks of rye. Okay, you can drag this over. I can drag it over here and it'll say how many stalks do you want to move. And you can slide this all the way to 3. Let me cancel everything. Now along the bottom here are your keys to press to do the same thing. So if I want to move it over, it says hit F for transfer. So let me hit that. Brings back up that screen saying how many do you want to move. I can hit D here to advance 1, or hit E. So press D to advance 1, or press E to advance all, and then press F to accept or escape to cancel. So let me go ahead and accept that now that I've selected all 3, and that will move those 3 rye into the left side into my inventory. Okay, so now we've emptied out this bag on this side, and over on this side, here's the 3 rye. To get back to the main world, hit escape. Okay, take a good look around. Sometimes things are all over the place, and you might miss something. So here's a copper sickle. Let me hit E to take that. And again, double check your area. Sometimes there's arrows sticking out of things. In some things you find, things could be scattered around a little bit further away from, you know, the cart. So as you explore the game map, again, you will find all kinds of interesting things. Some people start the game and they just explore the map before they even really get going. But again, you still have to go see the Castellan first. So now how to find the Castellan. Let's hit M and open up our map. Okay. And if we zoom in here, you'll see the exclamation point with the little markings around it. And according to our, or a, what do they call this thing over here? The what is the word for all of these things? Like a template, your legend. It says quest target. So that icon, the exclamation point with the 4 little emoticons around it, is your quest target. Okay. The yellow arrow is you. This yellow arrow right here. Am I centered on the screen right? I have a feeling my screen is not formatted right. That's not good. I did a whole other live stream. Things possibly uncentered. Let me see if that's the case. Dun, 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 dun. Try this again. Hit the screen. Yeah, my last live stream. I'm gonna have to do that whole one over again. I think completely off centered it. I wasn't set to the right screen proportions. That's a real drag. I am terribly, terribly, terribly rusty, and I haven't done any streaming or videos in a long time. So please forgive my mistakes. But now, if you look at the screen here, right here where I'm circling, that yellow arrow is you. Here's the road. And if we go back up north, there is Gustovia and the icon for our quest target. You find the Castilian. Okay. Here's the legend items, symbols for everything else. You can also filter things. For example, let's say you want to find wild animals. Well, right now, none are showing up. Oh, there we go. A couple that are around us. And that would be a badger, and that would be a rabbit, and that would be a deer. Okay. You can filter by traps when you set traps. You can filter by your storage, your food storage, and your resource storage locations. Services, they're like market stalls. Your production, workshop, smithy, sewing hut, kitchen and tavern. Animal husbandry buildings, farming buildings, hunting buildings, extraction buildings, houses, all buildings, your quests, people, inhabitants, wife and a child, and back to the main legend here. So up north is Gustovia, and the Castilian, who we have to talk to, he is right there. So now we do need to do these things again in order to start advancing our skills. And one, before night falls, unless we talk to him first, we won't be able to make a campfire. So I'm using WASD, move forward, backwards, left, and right. Okay. If you want to sprint, either hold the shift key down, or you can go into your options and just set it to a toggle. So you have to press shift once, and sprinting remains on until you toggle it off by pressing shift again. Or you can set to press to hold, depending on what you're comfortable with. So here's Gustovia. We're coming up on it. There are their fields and some of their villagers working. There are a lot of things I want to show you fast, but and if we don't do this in order, okay, how to find him? We're in here, but it's like, well, which one is he? Unless we go up to every single person, we don't know who it is. So how to find people? Pressing the Alt key brings up kind of I'm trying to think of the term they use in this game for it, but pressing the left Alt key highlights people's names and can give you information about them. So for example, if I kind of stroll over here and I press down the left Alt key, now I see that guy's name is Rasimir. There's Egbert, and this is Unigos. That's the guy we're looking for. You see the symbol over his head? That is the Castilian symbol and the symbol for my quest target. So he's the gentleman that we want to talk to. Okay. I believe that normally using that uses stamina, holding down the Alt. You can use it to not only find people, you can use it to see people's skills. There's skill levels, and you can use it out here in the fields to later, once you get more skill, to see animals in the dark, track animals better. So it comes in handy. So again, using the left Alt. Oops, brought up my build screen. Okay, so let's talk to this guy. As we approach a person, they'll give you the option to press E to talk. So let's talk to him. Are you all right? You look like you've seen a ghost. Those eyes, I didn't think I would see them again. One blue as the sky and the other black as a lump of coal. So he's got this interesting story to tell you, and I don't really want to get too much into it. I want you to explore that on your own. But he's got a cool story to tell you, and that's going to start all your story-based quests. Now, story-based quests help your reputation. They don't necessarily help you get more buildings and unlock more buildings or the ability to have more buildings. They just contribute to the story elements, really, and your reputation. The chapters, like, speak to this guy, things that the game is telling you to do, those contribute to unlocking more buildings and advancing you that way. So chapters and quests are two separate things. Anyway, let's go ahead and click. Oh, you're all right. Yeah, sorry, you must have mistaken me with somebody else. Yada, yada, yada. You knew my mother. Blah, blah, blah. More blah, blah, blah. More blah, blah, blah. This is stuff about your uncle. So what do I do now? So he is going to say, hey, you're free to go wherever you like and start a new life. I hereby grant you the permission of the Castellan to build and farm on any unutilized land in the valley. So on this entire map, as long as you're not too close to an existing village, you can build anywhere you want. You don't have to build everything all in one little area. There is not necessarily one best place to start. That's a common question. Well, what's the best starting location? There really isn't. It's just, what do you want to do? You might want to start in a location that facilitates clay building, clay gathering. You might be into doing the herbalist stuff. So you might want to find a field that's just filled with lots of flowers and plants. You might be into hunting and want to find an area that you really like for a certain type of creature. You might be into wanting to raise money fast and extracting stone and wood as fast as possible, so you can craft items and sell things as fast as possible. So not necessarily a best starting location. And when the whole map is your playing ground, you can have settlement and buildings everywhere, so you don't have to contain yourself. So anyway, he's telling you you can build a whole village if you please. There are many travelers passing through. Maybe some of them would like to join your settlement. And that's ultimately one of the things you want to do with this game, is you're going to be city building. You're going to be building homes. And if you don't want to do everything yourself, you're going to want to start recruiting villagers to do things. Like, again, I don't want to grind forever on collecting herbs. I don't want to grind forever on collecting stone and chopping down trees. So I'm gonna want to start with people working and doing the jobs that I don't really want to do to facilitate me advancing as fast as I can, like making money. Okay, so yes, just like that, I can take the land free of charge. Yeah. Well, you have to pay taxes to the king annually, every spring. But apart from that, you're free to do as you please, as long as you don't break the law, of course, or at least if you don't get caught doing so. Some people like playing these games and just, woohoo, I'm going to steal everything. And again, as long as you don't get caught, there, when you do, it'll hurt your reputation, but you can kind of build that up. So it just depends, how do you want to play? You want to be lawful, never steal anything from anybody? Or do you want to rob everybody blind and take everything that you can, making the game even easier for you? Do it. Whatever you want. Okay, that sounds amazing. The valley looks beautiful as well, and I think I'll stay here and see what fate has in store for me. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. You can find resources all over the land. Grab a few rocks and sticks from the ground and craft yourself a simple axe. With it, you can cut down trees and chop them into logs. Then you can create a wooden hammer. That will be crucial in the building process. I'm sure you'll get the hang of it. Listen, when you build yourself a home, come back to Costovia and talk to my wife, Dobroniga. She manages the tavern, and ask her to feed you. You must be famished, and then grab some beers for both of us and come back, and I'll tell you stories about your Uncle Lorden. Okay, Sounds like a plan to me. So, collecting resources. Again, the game will try to slowly start working you into the interface and what to do. If it can be very confusing, so pay attention to the screens, do what it says, and you'll slowly but surely start getting the idea of what you want to do, how to manage the interface, how to build things, how to eventually get some people, and we're going to do just that. So let's keep going. All the basic resources can be collected in the wild. Just look around and reach out for them. Sticks are the easiest to find, but on the other hand, stones and herbs are much harder to spot. Move the cursor on the desired item until its name is shown and collect it. Resources are used for various purposes like building, crafting, healing, or eating. Okay. Now that we have spoken to him, we've got another chapter objective up at the top. It says chapter 1, a new beginning. They want us to gather 10 sticks and some stones. Okay. We've also now unlocked the ability to make a fire so we can survive our first night. And we're going to want to start doing that. Let's look around the town real quick. Let's see if... Sorry, I'm going in circles. Let me run over here and show you. In every town near a campfire are all the potential recruits in every village. Sometimes it's some of the other villagers sitting here, but mostly it's the recruits that can be picked up over here. And if you hold Alt again, anybody that is a potential recruit for you to pick up will have stats appear over their head. Okay. The stats in order are their ability to extract things like stones, wood. That's the first one. So what's her name up here? Wizbora. She's got a 2 in extraction. Medrika's got a 1, and Bogna, she's got a 1. So if I was looking for somebody to help me chop wood, gather sticks and stones and other things, this lady over here would be my first choice because she's already at level 2. Her hunting is already at level 2. Her farming is already at level 2. Her diplomacy is at level 2. Her fishing is at level 1. And her production, like kitchen work, is already at level 3. She is an outstanding candidate for a first villager. This young lady here, her only strength at the moment is 3 in fishing. So if you want somebody to get in, gather food and work for food for you in your town, this Bognet person here has a 3 in farming. So farming isn't the first thing on my list, and there's a lot to it, and you're gonna need fertilizer, and you're gonna need it's a lot to do. And so I don't jump into farming right away. I'm more into gathering money and building orchards because, you know, keeping and gathering fertilizer and all that, it can be, again, like, everything in this game can be a real task. So anyway, I'll consider her probably last because I'm not going to do farming right away. Okay, taverns look like this building here. Have benches and tables outside, and you can find some of the other villagers and or merchants in the area. Merchants will have a little money bag symbol appear over their head. So right at the moment, none of these folks are merchants. They just look like locals. And here is the Castellan's wife, Dobraniga. And you see that she's got the little money bag icon next to her name. She is a vendor. We can hit E and talk to her.
Hello, traveler.
So show me your wares. Where can I find? Like, where can I find other vendors? You can attempt to engage in romance. Romance is used for finding a wife. You're going to want to do that in this game. That's the primary goal of this game, is to find a wife and have an heir and start creating a dynasty. You can ask them to move a little if you want to use let's say they're at a surface that you want to use. One of your villagers is using a station that you want to use. You might ask them to move out of the way a little bit so you can do that job or take that slot for a moment. And goodbye. So show me your wares. This is standard RPG stuff here,
in the valley.
where it shows what the vendor has for sale and our current inventory over here. So her being a tavern shop owner, you know, food and drink, that's what she has. Everything from apples. She does sell buckets of water, and we might want to buy some of those if we can't craft our own buckets real fast. She sells cabbage, carrots, cherries, juices, wines, eggs, fish, meat, mead, juices, more juices, salted meat. She has water skins for sale. You can also sell things. We've got a little bit of food on us, got a couple of apples, a little bit of dried meat. Your food levels, pay attention. They'll start diminishing quickly. And so we are going to have to start thinking about food really quick. And depending on how much stamina we use, like if we're running around a lot, we're going to, you know, let me show you our levels. So let me leave here.
Have a good
Okay.
day.
These bars over here, the green bar is your stamina. The red bar is your overall health. If that gets to 0, the red bar, you're dead. Okay. The yellow or kind of yellow orange gold bar here, that is your hunger level. And the blue one is your thirst level. So they're already diminishing. Now, using herbs out there that you can find, or plants out there in the wild, like chicory and dandelion and other plants, they can slow down the rate at which these drop, but they're really short-lived. And so you need to be popping them like candy to really get the benefit. But using them, you can really stretch your hunger and thirst out really far. But then I'll show you how to do that here shortly. Okay, so let's go start gathering things now. So we're going to need sticks and stones. So there's a stick right there. Hit E. If you hold E and move around, let me just put my finger on the E and I'm holding it. As you move up to things, it'll automatically pick it up. There's some chicory. It'll pick it up. If I let go and move up, I have to press E every time. So chicory. Okay. A message. Water. Hydration is crucial in the wilderness. When the water parameter is depleted, you will start to lose health. You can refill it by drinking various beverages. Water can be stored and transported in buckets and water skins, and you can go right up to the water. Go right out in the water and drink. We might as well do that now. Let me get this chicory here. Hit E. Back up a little bit. Hit E. Oh, press and hold E. Okay, this river out here. You run down to the water's edge. There's some reeds and straw we can collect. Just turn your face down towards the water, and you'll get an option to drink. So press and hold E. Now look at the blue bar down there. It's refilled. Okay. Keep an eye on the yellow bar, the gold bar now. I'm going to eat something. So let me open my inventory. Go to an apple here and hit F to eat. And then escape back to the main menu. You didn't really see it change too much right there. Let me eat a piece of meat or something and maybe get a bigger boost. If I eat this oat roll, it'll definitely boost. So let me eat that. Here you can see the orange bar here for food. So now we're all the way full, back up to 100% on our food. So let me escape. Okay. There's some ducks out there. We'll get to hunting in a minute. You're going to need a lot of everything. So you know, anytime right when you're first starting, just start collecting everything. You're going to be grinding away, picking things up. So just resign yourself to the fact that you're going to have to do this for a long time when you're early in the game. There's a lot you're going to have to do. Later in the game, and by putting people to work, you can significantly reduce the amount of stuff that you have to do. Now, some people want to learn how to do everything themselves and save every bit of money for themselves and build up all their own skills before they recruit their villagers. And there's lots of ways you can go about doing it, but I'm going to, as fast as I can, once I meet my objectives, is put people to work as fast as I can, because it really is tiring to me to sit here and grab stones and sticks all day and chop down trees. So here's other things on here. Is St. John's wort. That cures poison. If you eat something bad, a bad mushroom, some tainted food or rotted food, you can get poisoned and that'll diminish your health and you could die. Here's some dandelion. So keeping the St. John's wort and lots of it in your inventory in case you screw up and poison yourself. Okay. So let's keep grabbing some of that. So we need, again, a couple more sticks. Now we need 10 sticks. So here's some. And I think it's going to have us build an axe. Yep. First, tree cutting. Cut down a tree, you'll need to have an axe. This tool can be bought or crafted in the creation menu. In the hand crafting section, equip the axe in one of the quick slots at the inventory and take it out. Approach a tree and start cutting it until it drops down. Then chop down the fallen one into smaller parts to acquire logs and other resources like sticks and feathers. Okay. So the crafting menu, the main crafting menu, the Q key on your keyboard. So you're going to be pressing it constantly. That's Q. That brings up your main crafting menu wheel. Now you rotate around here to select the kind of crafting that you're thinking about. This, he said he wanted us to look in hand crafting. By drilling down on that, you're going to get another menu. Okay. Now these are all the hand crafting things that we can build. Stone axe, a pickaxe, wooden shovel, wooden hoe, a bag, stone knife, wooden spear, simple torch. We can create some firewood, make a snowball in winter, and your wooden hammer, which is invaluable, and we're going to be making one of those in a minute. But they want us to create a stone axe. If you press it and click one time, it'll build one. If you have a lot of resources, you'll get an option to press R, and you can craft more than one item at once. So if I had more sticks and a whole lot of stones, an R would appear on the screen in the center of the screen telling me press R to craft more items at once, and we'll get to that here shortly. Let's go ahead and create this stone axe. Okay. Sleep. To sleep, you will need to build a house or craft a campfire. Sleeping is available between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. If you choose to sleep, your character will wake up the next day's morning. Sleeping in your bed restores a small amount of health, while resting by the campfire does not. Going to sleep during season change will always result in waking up in your own house. So you can be on the other side of the map, all the way as far away as possible from your house, and when the season changes, you will immediately be teleported back to start the next season in your house at your bed. So that can come in handy at times, actually. Plan on being if you have to cross the map at the end of a season, then using the season changeover to immediately teleport back to your home. Okay. So now they wanted us to, now that we've made an axe, they want us to quick slot it. So hit I for inventory, and we'll go to our filter for weapons and tools, and we will grab our stone axe, and we can use the F key to equip it, or we can drag it into a quick slot spot. Like I always put my axe in number 1. Now let me hit escape to go back to the main world and click number 1. There, press number 1, I should say. Then we have our axe out. They want us to run up to a tree. The better the axe, the fewer the strokes you have to take to chop it down. There it goes. Watch out. They can fall on you and they can kill you. They can hurt you severely. So be careful chopping trees. Okay. Then you, once it's fallen over, you smack it a few more times and it breaks into logs. Now pressing your E key, you can start picking up your logs. Okay. All right. Here is some daisy. Let me get that. And here's some dandelion. Let me get that. Now, let me go back into my inventory and click on food items, and you'll see my daisy and dandelion have now appeared here. Now I'm going to eat one of each, and then we're going to go back to the main menu. These are going to, when you read the description, daisy, a type of herb used for reducing the feeling of thirst, found in the wilderness during spring and summer, can be consumed or used for crafting. So by keeping lots of daisy on hand and constantly snacking on it, you can dramatically reduce the decrease of your thirst or your and with dandelion, it's the hunger. A type of herb used for slowing down the loss of, oh, this one's for stamina, my bad. We're going to need chicory. A type of herb used for reducing the feeling of hunger, found in the wilderness during spring, summer, and autumn, can be consumed or used for crafting. And dandelion is for stamina if you have that on. Okay, so let me eat a chicory by pressing F to eat. Go to daisy, let's chew on one of those, and might as well chew on a dandelion even though we're not going to get it. So now when we go back to the main world, you'll see down here in the lower corner, we have 3 new indicators showing how long the effects of those items last, their duration. And that's why I said you need to be popping them like candy, because that's fast. Look at how fast that they diminish. But if you quick slot them, I don't know that you can quick slot them at the moment. My bad. That was me being hopeful. I think I put in a request for them to be able to be quick slotted. You have to constantly jump back and forth into your inventory screen and quickly eat another one, eat another one, eat another one, and you get your little timers again. So if you're an addict with the plants, you can dramatically decrease your thirst and hunger and stamina, yada, yada, yada. Okay. What does it tell us up? Keep an eye on the upper right-hand corner, your chapters. So now that we've got a wooden hammer, it wants us to cut 5 trees. We're going to start gaining some skill points here and going to different screens here in a moment. And if you go to pick it up and you can't, it's because you haven't chopped it into logs. So smack it a few times. All right. And then you can collect the logs. All right. So we have 2 of 5. There's a tree over there. I don't think Gustovia is going to mind. I'm going to collect these sticks while we're on our way over there. I don't think Gustovia is going to mind us chopping down their trees. Over here, smack it a few times. There we go. it's starting to get dark. And again, it's a good thing that we talked to the Castilian, because now we can craft a campfire. Let me try to get these. I'm at 3 of 5 trees. Let me try to get these before the sun goes down. Getting a little dark though, that's for sure. Chop that one down. Go over here and chop this one down. Right. Sometimes they don't fall all the way down, but you smack them again and break them into logs. And it's getting really dark. Hitting F brings up your torch if you have one. Okay, let me collect these logs. And they want us to make a wooden hammer. So hit Q for your creation menu. Go to handcrafted items and build a hammer. See, now that we have enough resources, it's telling us it's popped up the little R in the middle. Tells us we can craft more. So if I select R, it'll tell you how many you can build. So we have enough sticks and stuff. We can make 4 hammers. I only need 1 at the moment. I'm just gonna hit take it back to 1 and just hit accept and build 1 hammer. All right. So now at the top of the screen, it says build your first house. Okay. Building menu can be accessed through the creation menu. Select the building you wish to construct to find a proper place for it. Structures can't be built too close to another village and require a relatively flat surface. To fully construct a building, you'll need a hammer equipped. While building houses, you can choose the materials you wish to use for each wall and roof module. They will become visible only when the hammer is taken out. Okay. So this is where you don't immediately have to do now. Kind of, we're getting to that point where you don't immediately have to rush to do that. We can do that, but if you would like to do something else, go collect items, go hunting and go fishing or do other things before moving on to building your first house, now you can do whatever you really want. Let me show you how to construct that campfire so we can go to sleep. Go to your crafting menu. This one's not intuitive at all. They want you to go to furniture and decorations to build your campfire. Why they didn't put it in handcrafting? Probably because they ran out of space over here. I don't know. But they want you to go to furniture and decorations and go to this campfire option. And when you click on that, you have a simple campfire, a wooden campfire, which isn't unlocked yet, and a stone campfire, which is not unlocked yet. We need higher technology points and survival points to unlock those. But a simple campfire is all we need. Click that, and you'll get a placement folder. And if you move it around, red is, of course, you can't place there. You want to find a nice spot where you can put it in the grass and it turns green. And click once. And then you need to right click to kind of like deselect after you've placed it. And then click and hold E to light a fire, provided you have a torch, which we do. Okay. Now that our fire is lit, we get the option to sleep to the next day. Click that, and now we're sleeping. Okay. Keeping an eye on our food and water. We should probably go get some water. And that just stays there and it'll eventually despawn and go away. Don't have to worry about these cluttering up. They'll go away. Okay. Keeping our food levels up right off the bat again, unless you're going to eat lots of chicory and dandelion and other things, you're going to want to hunt for your food. Okay, hunting, we're going to need a weapon. So you can hunt with your axe. You can run up on things and smack them with your axe. You can also make spears. We go to my crafting. And right here is a wooden spear and a stone knife. Let me go ahead and make at least one spear. All right. So I should probably make a couple of more. My luck, I end up losing them. All right, so we have 3 spears now. And I want to equip one of those into a quick slot. So wooden spear, and I want to put that into slot number 3. Okay. Clicking 3 brings it up. Right click will draw it back and allow you to, start aiming. And then by left clicking, it will throw it. Okay, releasing the right, I'm clicking and holding the right key down to be in this position. The right mouse button, I should say. But if I wanted to launch it, I would press the left again. I'm going to just launch it in the ground and not ruin it. There it is. It's launched in the ground. Just click E, pick it up again. So right click, get your cursor where you want it, and throw. Okay. So ducks, you can get with spears. So there's a duck over here. Now, you can scare them by moving up on them too fast. So pressing left control will crouch you down. And by pressing caps lock, you can move quietly. And the more you progress in your skill in hunting, you'll be able to select options if you want. That will allow you to move even more quietly and move even faster while remaining quiet. Ideally, you want to get as close as possible without disturbing them. That's pretty close. Want to right click to draw your spear back and get lined up. And once you're ready to go, left click to launch it. All right, I got it. You can lose these in the water, but the water is pretty clear unless it gets too deep. You can see the spear and the duck there. Okay. Now, to skin the duck, it says to pick up the spear, all we'd have to do is click E to take the spear. But what we want is the duck. And we need to skin the duck. So it says required knife. So let me go back to our crafting menu. Come back to handcrafted items. And we need a stone knife. Let's construct one of those. We don't have to equip the knife into a quick slot unless you want to. But now that we have the knife in inventory, we have an option to skin the duck by pressing and holding E. So your character will come down there and do the gruesome thing. Okay. So that is how to catch a duck. If we come back onto land here and we use our map filter, we can get an idea of what other animals might be around us. So hit M for map, and up under our filters here, I'm gonna go back one, the wild animals, and zoom in on our location. We're here, and it says that just a little over this way, there are rabbit. In the town, there's some bird. What kind of bird is that? This is a crow. And in town, it's a pigeon. So let's go this way and see if we can't find this rabbit. You can double click on the map wherever your mouse pointer is, and you can set up a waypoint. So let me zoom in again a little bit closer on the rabbit and double click on the rabbit's location. So now we have a a waypoint set up. Let me hit escape to go back to the real world. And now at the top of the screen on our navigation compass, you'll see that blue waypoint indicator saying 92 meters in this direction. We should find a rabbit. Start getting in the habit of collecting everything that I see as I walk around. Collect everything. Especially, again, when you're first starting a game. Collect everything. And now 40 meters. 35. I'm going to start going. I'm going to crouch down and go in a slow walk by hitting caps lock. So if there's a rabbit over here, there he is. I don't want to scare him. Yeah, there he is. Now we got to be a little bit more stealthy and oh, there he is, right there in the middle of oh, we scared him. So if he runs off, get our map again and zoom in back to where we are and find out where he went. He's not gone very far. I don't really have to adjust the waypoint too much. He's just over that way still. Now he's at over here, 9 meters or so. In the bushes. Stand up. All right, keep hitting Q. Food. Getting food is essential for survival. When the food parameter is depleted, you'll start to lose health. Yeah, we already read that one. Okay. That looks like a rabbit over there. Could be a bird that just came down. There's a rabbit right up beyond these berries here. Now in the spring, the berries are unripe, and if you eat them, they can make you sick. You can collect them, and just having them in your pocket, when we switch to the next season, they'll ripen up and you can eat them then. So next season is a great time to collect massive. There's berries everywhere. Everywhere. Where did he go? He was just over here. Is that him right there? Yes, it is. Okay. Oh, he's moving around. I don't want to scare him. Let me crouch down again and caps lock. Oh, coming back. I scared him again. Once you develop those skills, hunting skills, that'll be a lot easier to sneak up on everything. Gotta catch up to him a little bit. He's coming back our way. All right, let's get our spear ready. Got him. All righty. Run over here, and sorry if you find this gruesome, but that's a big part of the game, is hunting. You can get your people to do it later and you don't have to deal with it. Guy's still flopping around. And then they do this twitching thing. You go and skin it. So now we'll have meat and fur. And with some of the bigger creatures, you'll even get their skulls for decorations. You know, mounting the deer skulls and moose skulls and bison skulls on your wall. On walls for decoration. Okay. So that is hunting. There are some wicked creatures out here. The wolf is one of them. almost anything can turn on you and attack. So anything that you choose to go after will either attack because it wants to, or will attack once you've attacked it. So be very careful. Let me pull up the wild animals map again and see if there's anything else in the vicinity. Yes, it says we have a bird over here. What I was hoping to find, and I don't see any nearby, are a wolf. And so you just, you know, sometimes don't be afraid of them. They will hurt you, but it's sometimes if you can get the drop on them and run right over to them and smack them a few times, you can normally get them before they can get you. Okay. So to build a house, we're going to need quite a bit of wood. We're going to need a lot of sticks for the walls. And if we choose to build the home in stone, we're going to need a lot of stone. We'll do kind of a simple stick one to start, but we're still going to need quite a few. This location is good because it's close to an existing town, and if you're into clay, there's several clay spots on the in the world map, and they're not everywhere, so you will have to hunt for them. And after a while, you start to learn exactly where they are. They don't seem to change location, not random. They're always in the same spot. So anyway, this is a good location. You know, if clay's on your mind, you want to do a lot of digging for clay. If we, let's say we do want some to insulate our walls with basic daub later, we can build a shovel. And then equip the shovel. So let's put that into our tools. Put the shovel in slot 5. Change to the shovel. And now we can extract clay from this deposit here. There are skills you can acquire when you level up in this to allow you to have a chance to find more stuff when digging through clay. Okay, it's telling us about our health. Fighting, falling, or ignoring negative status may cause you to lose health. Losing all of that will result in death. You regenerate health by sleeping in your bed, eating healing herbs, or herbalist potions to cure wounds. Okay, back to, we need wood. More wood, more trees. And we're going to need a bunch of straw reeds from the river for the roof. If you do not have the unlimited weight selected, you will not be able to hold a lot of logs and sticks and stones at once, and that's a real drag. But I really recommend, again, trying to play the game at least once when you first start at the default settings, so you truly understand how much of a grind it is to do everything at default. And that'll give you a good idea of just how insane it would be to make things harder. But some people love it. So, to make money, let me show you that first before we even build a house. Anything you craft, you can sell. So one of the best ways to make money once you've picked up enough sticks and stones is by building stone knives or other tools and selling them. So let me open up my menu and see what we can build here. We can build almost any one of anything. Let's go just for example, the stone knife. Always a good, one to create and sell. And let's press R to see how many we can make. We can make 5 stone knives with what we have. Let's go ahead and hit accept, and it will fast craft 5. Okay. Now that we have some stone knives in our inventory, by the way, that guy is he's a carriage driver, and it's really expensive to use these guys. But if you need, and if you have the money and you need to get from one town to another quickly, you can pay him to fast travel to another town. But again, it's stupidly expensive. So I would just put it out of your mind personally. Okay, here's Dobrnaya again. And now we have some stone knives to sell. So let's talk to her and have her show us her wares.
Only the best
And on our side of the screen, clicking on our filter for knives and weapons and tools, we will now see our stone knife. We have 5 of them. Actually, we have 6, but we're going to keep one. And we're going to drag these 5 over to her. And she says, how many do you want to sell me? I want to sell you all 5, and hit accept. All right. So now we have 150 gold pieces, or whatever the currency is. And that's how you make money. And it's the easiest way to make money in the game is by crafting and selling things. But in order to do that, again, we are going to be doing a lot of picking up stones and sticks. So my first thought after playing a few times, I've decided that I want to, as fast as possible, get some villagers to start doing the sticks and stones gathering for me, so that I'm just, for the next 3 days, just doing that. So as fast as I can get people extracting sticks and stones so I can craft things and sell them. That's kind of my priority thinking. Now, happiness is a big deal when you're dealing with your villagers. You need to make them happy. And so far, according to the rules, at this point in the game's evolution, the main things that keep your sim villagers happy are living in a stone house that is insulated, and then having some decorations in the structure and around that house, the village, whatever. So that'll usually put them over 50 to 60% by being in a stone house with insulation and having decorations. Once they're in a relationship and are married and have children, their happiness level can go much higher, up into the 80s and 90s. I haven't been able to hit 100%, and that's usually because I'm moving them around to do different jobs all the time, so that I'm cross training them. Because all of these villagers, these NPCs, they will gain levels and skills just like you're doing. So the longer you have them work a particular job, the more, even though they might hate it, they'll start gaining experience at it. And the more experience they gather, they start becoming happier. So all right.
Only the best
So
products
we need to
here.
get to building our house. And when we go plant the, let me
Goodbye.
find an area and it'll tell us how much materials that we need here. So again, you cannot build too close to an existing village. So let me run over here and I'm going to build here just for quickness sake. And I don't, again, think that there is any particularly best starting location. Maybe actually I can go up further up a mountain or over here where there might be more rocks. You know what? Might as well just not cheese out on this and run over here and show you. On the map here, there's a stream not too far from here that dumps down into the river. Along these riverbeds, there's usually lots of rock and sometimes, you know, cliff walls. And so what I'm going to do is mark that area on the map by double clicking over here. And I'm going to head that way. Orient myself. The blue pointer up top. And I am going to start running as fast as I can in that direction and try to go find that little stream. And work my way up, find some rock, and I'll build my first structure there because I really do want my first recruits to have fast access to areas of stone. And when they extract stone, they'll also be able to have a percentage to extract limestone, which you'll need later to insulate a stone house. So stone and limestone are incredibly important to making your Sims happy. Okay. So we're coming up on that stream here. Now let me kind of, plenty of rock around the base, around the sides of this stream, but if we work our way upstream, we'll run into the head. You see these more impressive rock cliff walls and structures that might make it easier and facilitate our first villagers and getting stone and limestone faster. Some people say it doesn't matter. Some people say it does matter. I don't know. So that's a good chunk of rock, but let's keep working our way upstream for the moment. See if anything pops out. If not, yeah, maybe that was a great spot. I'll wait for a minute. Yeah, so see areas like this where stone is a lot more in abundance up in this area. So yeah, let me consider building my first house just right here. Why not? How far away from the water? I won't be too far from the water. I'm gonna have to be using buckets. Yeah, let's just build it right down here by the water's edge. We'll open up our crafting menu, go to buildings. We want to find the simple house structure, houses. And we need simple house. All right, it's telling us the ground here is not suitable. The house isn't green. You can use E and Q to rotate. So I'm trying to move around sometimes and finding a spot, just a matter of rotating into a better position. As they said, though, being on flat surfaces is much better. So we got a green there. Okay, so the front of the house is pointing at us. Let me click it again to set it. Okay, so the foundation now shows up as established. Now we need our hammer. We lost it. We break our hammer. Wooden hammer. Let's slot it for 2. Okay. Now you see this blue outline. With our hammer, we can now construct the foundation, but we need 10 stone to construct the foundation. So here we go. I need to probably build a pickaxe too, so let's see if I can make one. I need a log and 4 stones for a pickaxe, or I've got to pick up all my stones manually off the ground. There's dandelion, daisy. Huh? Did I pick up? That didn't pick up. There we go. There's a stone. Nope. Sometimes these stones are not stones. There's 2. Anyway, keep forging around. There's always something around the corner. There's usually hardly ever any completely dead zones of anything. There's always stones. There's always sticks everywhere. Now I've lost where we were setting down our foundation. That was... That was over here. You can fall and hurt yourself, so be careful. There's an abandoned encampment. You can find goodies in here. And later in the game, bandits are going to start showing up around these areas. If there's anything good over here. It'd be nice if they gave me a pickaxe. Okay, some cherry wine. And some coins. Very nice. 55 coins. There's our structure over there. How many stones do we need still? 4 more. Stone. Stone. Using your mouse wheel, you can change your view too, make things maybe easier to see. Okay, hopefully that's enough. Run back to our foundation. Can't set that. All right. Now to build this, we need 8 logs. And we have 16. So 1 smack ought to do it. And if you're on slow build, you're going to be clicking a lot. Now, the framing of the house. For each wall is 1 log and 8 sticks. So I can let's see how many walls we can make here. There's 1 wall. Oh, I just died. Now, either something was attacking me, I had the sound down, or I wasn't paying attention to my health. Let's load an autosave and find out what just happened. Was it my health or something sneak up on me and was chewing me up while I wasn't paying attention? Do save often and frequently. Especially later in the game with bandits popping up all over the place. Nothing will ruin your day faster than being ambushed unawares. And man, we're all the way back here. I don't know what happened there. All right. You know, let me see if there's anything else I want to cover. I'm getting a little bit long in this live stream. And so I just kind of want to put a fine point on things. So there's no real one great place to start building. You might want to take the time, it's worth it, to just get comfortable with living outside for a while and going hunting and fishing and building campfires and sleeping outdoors without a home for a while and just explore the map. The more you are familiar with the map, the better off you're going to be. Yes, early on, it does take a while to get between, you know, from one location to the next. So we're here in Gustovia. The closest place is right across the river. Again, if you want to mark it, double click where you want to go so you get your waypoint indicator. But nothing is too far that it's, you know, oh, it's gonna take me 30 minutes. It won't take you 30 minutes to get anywhere. It'll take a few minutes, but later in the game you can get mounts, you can get mules, and you can get horses, and it you know, and then later when you're money bag rich, you can afford to fast travel anywhere. But you know, like Zelda or any other game like this, early on, yeah, it's gonna take you a while to run everywhere. But that didn't take long. So let's look at the next town over here, market, and start heading that way. And it's 559 meters away. We'll start heading that way. So start collecting all the stones and sticks you can and straw that you can. Build yourself a pickaxe and start mining stone. And I really recommend doing that a lot right now and start building up and making money. And then consider, once you built your first house, the buildings that are available to you, build like 2 more houses, at least 1 more house, and plan on finding somebody that's a good candidate for what you want to do. In my case, I want somebody that's really good at extraction to start gathering stones and sticks for me. I'm going to build a house for somebody, and I want to make them happy. I don't want them to be sad, because that equals production. Happiness equals production and speed and everything else. So I really, like I said earlier, I want to make stone houses with limestone insulation a priority. So I don't want to be grinding all day. So I want to find somebody and put them to work. There's some mushrooms. And put them to work gathering sticks and stones as fast as possible. And you'll need an extraction shed for that. But see here, I'm already at my next town. That didn't take too long. So, you know, But going from there now all the way to the furthest spots on the map, this town Hornica over here, that is only 1,517 meters. So seems far, a little bit. Gonna take a couple of minutes to get over there, but it's not too terribly bad. Okay. That's how to begin, and that's how to essentially start earning money as fast as possible. I've covered that, and I've covered there's no real right or wrong way. And if you follow the screens from here on out, the quests, the chapter screens, let me see how many buildings. Let me go back out to management here. Okay, currently we can build 2 buildings. And once we've built our first building, it'll probably open up a couple of more to where we can build like 4 or 5 buildings. So the more chapters that you complete, the more buildings you can do. Quests pretty much are your reputation and unlock story, the story of the game. So chapters are the most important for advancement. Remember to keep an eye on your water and your food. And I think I'm going to end this particular live stream there and start another one that will now we'll start going into in depth on building our first home and getting our first villagers. But I'm a little bit pooped, so I'm going to end this one here, and we'll pick up the next live stream with getting people and doing all of that. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this and got something from it. And if you'd like to keep seeing how this is going to progress and where I'm at currently in the game, then stick around. I'll be doing live streams where I'm just trying to figure out where the game is ultimately going. And I need to stick around long enough later to find out where the developer is going with this. It's incomplete. It's a work in progress. It's evolving. We don't know what he's got planned down the long run. We got kind of a roadmap of where he's going, but things can change quick, and he's always throwing out surprises, or so I'm hearing. So thank you, and until next time.